too love to let it go. But if you never try, you'll never know just what you were. Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones. I will try to fix you.
Test, test, test. Attention everyone, the show is starting in 2 minutes.
Shake, shake, 1, 2, 1, 2, shake. Shake, shake, 1, 2, 1, 2, shake. Shake 1, shake 1.
Once upon a time, we burned bright. All we ever seem to do is fight. On and on. Once upon a time, on the same side. Once upon a time, on the same side in the same game. Now why'd you have to go? Have to go through water on my flame. Could have been a princess to be a king. But it flew away from her reach, so she ran away in her sleep. Dream of every time she closed her eyes. When she paused just a door, she inspected the room, but it flew away from her.
Greetings, students, teachers, and our esteemed guests. Welcome to our talk show. My name is Jason,
My name is Chloe.
and welcome to the next episode of the BBS Talk Show. Have you guys ever wondered if you made the right decision in choosing between business or science?
Especially as science students ourselves, what happens if we wanted to pursue a career in finance or business or even vice versa?
How would you apply what you learned from one stream to another?
Well, today we have a really special alumni who has gone through this very same scenario and is now here to enlighten us.
Please welcome Mark Sim.
Hello everyone.
Alright. Hi, Mark. How are you?
Hello, hello. I'm good, I'm good.
Okay. So, how are you doing? This is your first time in this, for this year in this building, right?
Well, I mean, the last time I was here, it was 11 years ago. I was sitting here basically, just like you guys. Yeah, it's good to be back. I love the spirit here.
When you came into school, anything different that you noticed, like compared to your time here last time?
I think the size. The first thing that I noticed is like the size of the students. The spirit is way louder. Like last time it was way smaller than this. Yes. So yeah, now I can see secondary and JC students compile together, which is amazing.
Yep, that's definitely true. So before we get into the topic for today, can you introduce yourself a bit for us? And we heard that you're actually not from Indonesia.
Ah, yes. Okay, so nationality-wise, I'm not Indonesian. I'm actually Singaporean. I just grew up in Indonesia. So my entire secondary life until JC is all in Bina Bangsa. So I think my first year in Indonesia, it was 2002. And I graduated at 2013 in science stream.
In terms of your job in Singapore, what do you do now?
Ah, okay, so interesting. So the thing is, like, I was from science, and you guys might expect that I will be in science stream, but nope. I am actually a financial consultant now. I'm in finance.
As a financial consultant, what do you actually do in the job?
What do I do? What do I do? Okay. So, I mean, since I'm speaking to students, I guess I can just concise into one thing. I create income for my clients. So it's basically passive income in terms of using financial tools like investment or financial protection. That's what I do. Yes.
Oh, I see. So, jumping from science to business is usually seen as quite a large leap to others, right? So how does this leap actually transpire from you? How did you actually take this jump?
Take this jump, okay. So actually just a little backstory of my life. So again, I've already mentioned that I was a science student. I was a science student all the way from Sec 3, correct, Sec 3, all the way to JC. And then I moved back because every Singaporean, we need to serve the nation at the age of 18. So when you guys finish your JC and then you guys go to university, I didn't go to university actually. I went to the police force. I was in the police force, yes. Where's my nephew? Denzel Winston, yes. He likes to play with my belt somewhere in the Sec 3 area. Okay, so yes, I was a police officer, and then I finally, for Singaporeans, after our national service, then we go to university. And interesting enough, it's again not science in the university. It was actually game design. So any one of you like games, I believe, who like games? Exactly, yes, I heard you. Yeah, so I was actually a game designer in my university. But then now what I'm working as is actually finance. So you see the transition. How did the transition come from science to finance? It was actually through exploration. I just realized maybe science helps me, but it's not where I want to focus on. And I just found throughout my journey, I was looking into design, I was looking into finance, and I just fell in love with finance at the end of my career, yes.
Was there anything specific that actually inspired you to pursue finance?
What inspired me to pursue finance? That's very good, that's very good. So what makes me pursue finance was actually in my university. I do not know most of you, but I started my investment journey at the age of 18, actually. When I first received the first paycheck as a police officer, I was thinking to myself, okay, so I received this allowance. I do not know, it would be a waste if I were to, just keep my money or spend my money. So I was thinking of a way, where can I invest my money? So that's when I first invested my money. It was in property. There was a time. But still, I did not let go of my dream to become a game designer. So yes, I have a lot of dreams, right? I want to be a game designer, I want to be this, I want to be that. So I studied game design. Second year onwards, I realized one thing, that in the creative industry, not many people are financially savvy. So I was more interested in how to make business out of your design skills or your basically your talents. And I couldn't get an answer. I was looking for an answer in university. No professors, no students, no one could tell me. Even when I went out of university, I was talking to business owners, and still I couldn't find the answer. And therefore, that's why what inspires me to pursue finance is basically I wanted to make people financially more savvy. In the end of the day, because mark my words, about this is basically your choices in life is determined by your income. Income alone as a matrix is your choice, and therefore this is my duty to provide my clients, people. I'm trying to educate people as much as possible about how to better your finance so that you have better income and better choice.
Wow, I think we can see that you've come a very long way since your journey, right? But I think that spirit of curiosity that led you where you are today is something that's fostered from a very young age, all the way until now, right? So going back to BBS, how did the BBS way of education impact your work as a financial analyst now?
Okay. I think, like the logo said, I do not know if you know the logo of Binabangsa, but the logo of Binabangsa is always lifelong learner. And that really sits with me until today. And just mark my words, maybe this, I'm speaking to you guys students, I can feel your heart without you saying anything. You hate studying, right? Yes. Hate studying? Exactly. But let me tell you one thing. What if I tell you that I do not believe that people do not like studying, right? So, Jason, you play games, right?
Yep, play plenty of them.
Okay. What games do you play?
I play League of Legends.
No, correct. I prefer Dota too, right? Everybody play Dota too? Yes. But the thing, Jason, do you ever foresee yourself one day hating to play games?
Never.
Never, right? Yes. So, do you know that like League of Legends, no matter what, is a resource management game, right? It's a resource management game, and resource management requires a certain skill. It's a learning skill, no matter what. So what if I argue this topic that is actually studying is about what you like. Is about what you like. So it's being curious. I know possibly you guys are in a place where you do not like the subject that you're studying, but believe me, just be curious about life. Do not try to, I understand especially Asian family, we're under pressure to succeed in our exams. But let me tell you as a senior, instead of that, be curious. Be curious about studying, because studying is just learning something new. That's it. You don't have to force yourself to be the best of the best. It's all about curiosity. Because if you're curious about any subject, right, it will lead you to perfection in the end of the day. Yes. Did I answer your question well?
Yeah. Jason?
When you say that curiosity leads to perfection, can you elaborate more on that?
Curiosity into perfection. Okay. So maybe instead of perfection, maybe I take out this word called mastery. Okay? So I do not know. I'm just gonna quote a book, Mastery by Robert Greene, right? So it was my journey that I have a lot of background, but one day you still have to focus somewhere somehow, right? I was reading the book. Everyone here wants to master a certain skill, regardless, like soccer. I was in the soccer team. I'm playing soccer until today. But we all want to be a master of our own domain, our own topic, right? So Robert Greene was saying that this curiosity, you must be curious, you must like a certain subject to master a certain subject in the end of the day. So maybe let me just take a note from Robert Kiyosaki. So, one of his books says, in order to master a field, you must love the subject and feel a profound connection to it. Your interests must transcend the field itself and border on the religious. So, it is not just physics that interests you, but discovering something about the invisible forces that govern the universe that makes it interesting, right? So, about the curiosity, yes, it's basically curiosity is a mixture of things, and you will basically you will filter down into one single thing, one single element of what you like, I guess, yes.
So as you learn to filter through the things, is there, let's say, like a specific project or experience that you had that sort of made you realize, like, oh, having a science background and learning all of these things when you were in school was actually really useful because I think, yeah.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Thank you. This is a very good question. So how do you use this skill practically in life? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Okay, so, okay. So, you see, let me just break it down into what I do. So, get back to the point that I was from science. In Bina Bangsa, one thing I want to highlight and what I'm thankful about in Bina Bangsa is like, this school allows me to think. That's number one, right? And people say, okay, science is, once you take a major, you have to follow that major. Not really. Not really. There's always something called, listen here, is transferable skills. Okay? Let's dissect the word science. What is science actually? Science is actually the curiosity of something. Let me read this thing, which is, the purpose of science is to look for patterns, structure, function, and meaning. It's about thinking, basically. It's to dissect and break down pattern so that it could be used. One thing that I've learned, though I'm not, in the end of the day, after taking science, I'm not a scientist, but the skill on learning how to break down patterns in physics, how to break down patterns in biology, that translates to my current work. So again, I'm a financial consultant. Do I just use my financial knowledge to explain to my client so that they could have a better life? Not really. It's actually, I'm not so far also from design. To create something simple for people, a structure for people to follow in their finance so that they can live a better life, it is actually design skill. It is innovative skill to create this final product for my client to actually take. Yes, so it's less of finance. Because finance, to be honest, guys, is boring. It's just numbers. But because numbers are numbers, but once it became finance, there's a story to a company. Why Amazon became Amazon of today? Why Tesla became Tesla of today? These are all stories. And it's just that it happened that the canvas is numbers, that's all.
That's nice.
So science is actually something. It's curiosity, basically, right? That's the asset of science.
Correct.
Yes, so, well, we all here are learning science, whether it be physics, chemistry, biology, computer science. But what can students actually learn? As in, you see these practical skills that you gain, right? For example, from chemistry or physics, you do practicals, and then you can experiment a lot with these kinds of things.
Yes.
So, what can students actually do right now to exceed and make this process much better for them?
Okay. Good question. Yes. Maybe some of you are trying to memorize things. Trying to memorize chemistry, all this boring biology. This is a good question. However, I'm not going to answer for you guys. Because why? In the end of the day, always think of this. How do I use my current knowledge into practical world scenario? And there you will find fun. Because I was just a little backstory. I was not, maybe I wouldn't count myself as a smart student, academically smart student when I was in Bina Bangsa years. And I was trying to memorize things. I was just trying to memorize things. I was just trying to survive. I was trying my best to maybe ace my exams. But when I was in university, I learned one thing. Maybe not university, maybe JC2. When I was in JC2, when I need to face the real world, this is when I realized, like, You memorizing textbooks doesn't help you in life. What helps you in life is how do you use this knowledge and apply in real life, right? So find a way. Find a way that how do you show off to your friends maybe about your knowledge. And by the way, even though I'm in finance, I could still okay. This is a little secret, but I was also teaching people in the gym, and that requires biology, right? That requires biology. And I just use whatever I've learned in biology, and I explain it to my clients, I explain it to my trainees. Just try to use it outside of school. That will be fun. Trust me. Give it a try.
Okay. Okay, so although these are quite a lot of things that you can do right now for them, as their time in BBS, now how was your time as a student in BBS? Like, what were your memories here? Were there anything, special things that you treasured? Any teachers, perhaps, that are still in your mind today?
Okay, I think I want to say one thing that I appreciate BBS of. It's a place where I fail the most, okay? Fail the most, not succeed the most. I fail the most and I'm thankful for it because bear in mind that like failure is not a choice for any mastery or any success in your own definition. So currently, maybe your definition is about going to university, your current success, correct? My current success is different, maybe building my business to be bigger than today. But thank you, Binabangsa, for allowing me. So I want to thank two teachers. I'm not sure if they're here, I don't think so. One is Mr. Alvin and one is Mr. Samuel. So they were the one that, I was a slow student back then. And it's touching me. This memory is touching me. It's just that I failed in my prelims. I failed in my AS, in fact. And they were the one that picked me up, and they said like, don't worry, no matter how much you fail, I accept you as my student, and please come to my class. And maybe to a faster student, it doesn't mean much, but to a slower student, that was a time where I was listened to. I was listened to, and yes, and I love the culture that even though you fail, no one really judge you. And that's what I like and I appreciate about Binabangsa. Not just my friends, but my teacher, my friends too, out there maybe watching this live. Thank you for helping me when I was not the best. That's all I can say.
Is there any advice that you have? Because I'm sure not every student is perfect and everyone is different, right? It's not like everyone is good at academics, like what you've said. Is there any advice you can give to students who are considered slow or, like Yula, who was struggling a little bit in academics?
My advice. My advice is find your way. I guess find your way, yes. It's just that, don't be disheartened. To be honest, in the end of the day, like whatever I've learned in science, yes, it allows me to think. But am I good at it? Not really, not really. And even a little secret, because I in finance is so broad. Finance is very broad. So my previous exam, and this is not so long ago, guys. I'm a grown up. I'm 28 years old. 20. So 4 years, maybe 3-4 years ago. Just a little note. I felt my insurance exam, my income protection exam, 9 times. I never failed my investment a single time. So it's just that my interest is in investment, about wealth accumulation instead of income protection, and that's fine. But just don't give up, right? Find your way. Find your way. How do you study? I know maybe time is rushing you. Prelims is coming 2 weeks, right? Prelims is coming 2 weeks. But even if you fail, pat yourself at the back. Don't get disheartened. Always try. Don't don't give up. That's all I can say. That's just what I did. That's it. Just keep trying.
Yeah, and I think that's a pretty nice message because giving up is quite an act that most people tend to rely on when they're facing difficult times, right? But the most important thing is the will to never give up.
Correct. Yes.
Yes. So, accepting this school, I would say, is very accepting for students as well. Because for me, I might seem as pretty a fast learner, but the teachers here are very helpful towards those who have difficulties in learning, who are not as fast as their own peers. Most of my teachers offer us with extra classes if we want to have them.
Yeah, and I think I also agree that even after you've left, after all these years, BBS is still it's a big community and everyone is always trying to help each other. I think that's what's nice about BBS.
That's great. Like I mean, I'm so glad to hear that the culture remains the same, right? I mean, guys, please help each other out because even though teachers are good with teaching for sure. Yes, but in the end of the day, when you are outside, when you are in university, when I was studying in Nanyang Technology University, like it was quite is Asia, like one of Asia's top university. I thought going in, like, oh, I think I will have good professor. But do you guys know that actually 90% of the time, professors doesn't teach. And it's actually your friends that teach you. So please be nice. Be nice with one another. To be honest, your friends beside you could be your best teacher actually. Yes. So yes, especially in working culture, your friends are your teachers. So yes, have a good community. Help each other.
That's nice.
I think now we will move on to the Q&A session. Okay, so students, if anyone wants to ask a question, please raise your hands up and I will go forward to you.
You can ask about anything, even about his time in the police.
All right, I'm glad to answer all the questions.
Okay. Okay, I see someone here that has the same name as me. Can you introduce yourself and the
Can we
question?
please give him a round of applause?
Yes, hello, I'm Jason from Sac 2 Faith. So, what's your favorite food?
What's my favorite food? But before that, what's your name, young man?
Jason, the same as this man.
Ah, okay. What's my favorite food? Let me start with country first. Tetap Indonesia dong. Even though I'm Singaporean, I hate Singaporean food, but yes, I love Indonesian food. That's number one. Padang, especially, yes.
Unfortunately, okay.
I think we might be able to fit one more question. Oh, okay. Can we please give him a round of applause as well?
I'm not comfortable in the mic.
Oh, what's your name?
Mario, Sac 2 Faith. My name is Mario from Sac 2 Faith. Do you like Tim Cook?
Again?
Do you like Tim Cook?
Tim Cook.
Yeah.
Tim Cook.
Okay.
Do I like Tim Cook? Okay. Let me just break him down into one thing, right? One thing, maybe I can say that he is a good leader in innovation. And that is in my blood, innovation. So in that regards, I would say that yes, I like him in that regard. The rest may be questionable. Yes. In innovation wise, yeah, he is a leader. And I believe like there is one more person.
Jay, you want to take one more question?
Okay, we will have one last question. Okay, I will go to the older generations. Give me your name and the question.
Hi, my name is Josh. So, do you only play Dota 2?
Hi, Josh. Yes, I do.
Only Dota 2? No League of Legends?
Again?
You don't play League of Legends?
Oh, no. No, too simple.
Alright, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Josh.
Can we have a round of applause for Josh? Thank you so much, students, for your very insightful questions.
We are glad that you enjoyed this talk show as much as we did with Mark.
All right.
Can we give Mark another round of applause?
Thank you for the invitation.
And thank you for coming to BBS again.
Thank you for the inviting.
Thank you so much, everyone.